Hi, and a very good day to you from wherever you're watching from. My name is Okoroafor, and you're welcome to Peculiar Generations Foundation's YouTube channel. Now, we'll be talking about a story, a young man in the Bible called David. We know his story, but I'm going to make emphasis on that story. David was the youngest child in his father's house, and as the youngest child, I don't know if you're the last born like me, I'm the last child. They tend to send us on errands. We do all the house chores. Your elder brother wants to eat. He's asking you to come and serve him. They are done eating. They're asking you to come and do the dishes. I don't know if you can relate. If you can relate, just wave your hands wherever you are, and I will feel it from here. Right? So like David, or like us, last borns, David was the youngest. And he was tending to his father's sheep. I feel like to them, that would have been like the most dirty job to do, being in the bush with animals, and you are not playing with your pets, you're not playing with your siblings, you're just talking to animals, taking care of them, feeding them, and all of that. Yes, so David was tending to sheep, but there was a need for a king to be anointed, because God had rejected King Saul, whom he had chosen earlier, because King Saul was not doing the way he should do the do. Right. So Samuel the priest went to David's father's house, Jesse, and asked for all his children. The moment he saw Eliab, it was like, man, this guy looks it. He has the height, he has the physique, he has this, he has that, he has that. But God said, I haven't chosen this guy. No, don't choose who I have not chosen. Person I have chosen is coming, and that person was David. Now David came and he was anointed king of Israel, even though he didn't become king immediately. Now the essence of David's story is, after his anointing, right, Saul was going through a torment. There was an evil spirit that was tormenting him, and what he needed was someone to play the harp for him. And the person that they could recommend before the king was David. Now stay with me, I'm going somewhere. David was a young person, and this message is to you and I. We are young people, right? David was a young person like us at the time of this event. So the king's servants recommended David, and David was called to come before the king. And then he played. When he played, it was excellent. It was amazing. The king had to retain him. The king did not say, come on, get out of here. What are you doing? Why? Because he had built excellence. Now, David did not start practicing the day he was called before the king. Even when there was no audience watching him, there was no audience to applaud him, David was playing in the bush, probably playing to the flocks of sheep. Right? And nobody was even seeing what he was doing, but God was seeing him. Now the essence of this story is that as a young person, we cannot overemphasize the importance of preparation. Do you know whom you want to be? Do you know where you want to be? Do you know where you want to get to? There is need for you to prepare adequately. And I tell you, at the start, people may not celebrate you. What am I saying? People will not celebrate you. I found out that people do not necessarily celebrate other people's process. What they celebrate is the result. I have a friend who stays awake literally all night every day, trying to pushing in his field of expertise, because he wants to be a master in the civil engineering space. Yet, he's not getting applause from people say, you're not sleeping, you're putting in all this effort, this. But the moment he launched out a software, still celebrations here and there. That was just even a milestone. There is still more he's aiming to achieve. So I'm saying that there is need for preparation. First of all, know where you want to be. Know where you are going. Know whom you want to become. Get the rudiments for becoming that person and start pushing. People will discourage you, I can tell you. Especially when it seems like, we've invested so much in you. How can you decide that this is the one you want to do? Do you understand? It could even come from friends, it could come from parents. Right? Not because they don't love you, but because people will not see your vision more than how you see it. I mean, the extent to which you envision your success and is the extent at which people would see you too. If you do not support yourself so much, don't expect people to support you more than you support yourself. I said something in the last video I made, if I'm not mistaken, about I was asking if somebody had gone to the market to purchase a shoe or a bag, I think one of those, and I asked if you, when you got there, if when it was $20, you said no, it's too nice, I need to buy it for $40. No, it's the same value with which people will place on you. If you rate yourself high, they will rate you high. So do not wait for people's validation of men. You know, I've seen people that got frustrated, that got tired, that just wanted to stop because they were putting in all the effort. And their father, some people, Charles was able to get a commendation from their father. Let this man just see me and say, my child, you are trying, my child, I see you. Let this man just validate me. Do you understand? And they put in so much tears and pain and sweat, and it still did not come, and they were discouraged. That's what you get when you're waiting for men to validate you. So what matters first is you believing what God has said about you. It actually starts from there. Who is God? What has He said about me? What is the reason for my existence on earth? You figure that out and you start to push. People may not support you at the beginning, I can assure you. But if you keep pushing and striving for excellence. Now, the story of David, the reason David was able to stand before King Saul and perform is because he was excellent. We can also trace it down to Daniel in the Bible, where Daniel was a captive, but the king told his servants to gather young men whom we wanted to serve him later on in the palace. And they got guys from that kingdom, guys that were held captive, including Daniel and his friends. And Daniel proposed in his heart. I'm not going to all of the stories, but I'm going to the point that an excellent spirit from God was upon Daniel. And it was that excellent spirit that made him say, these guys are the best so far. And because Daniel was the best, he chose Daniel to serve in his palace. It was not just Daniel that trained, there were others that trained alongside Daniel. But Daniel was chosen. Why? Because he was excellent in what he was doing. So whatever you are doing, I learned recently that because I have a perfectionist mindset, it is wrong. I do not tend to go out if something is not perfect. Oh, the lighting has to be white. Oh, I need to have a ring light. Oh, I need to have a very good mic. Oh, I need to be using iPhone so I can shoot videos. Just looking for the perfect thing. Listen, when you start looking for perfection, when you start striving, like focusing on results being perfect, right, you will not get out there, you will not do anything. You will finish one work and then you go back to it in the next 5 minutes. You go and check it again. Oh, it's not perfect. You come back again. You will not go out there. You will just be there, and you'll find out that for 2 years you're still working on one project. So instead of perfection, go for what David in our story and Daniel, strangely their names are Didi. Go for what David and Daniel went for: excellence. That was what they strived for. So let your focus be excellence, and excellence comes in the place of preparation. I learned this recently too, I think just a few days back, and that is why I'm sharing it with you. Being a male-flag, combination of both, perfectionism is our biggest limitation. So I've learned that instead of perfection, I will focus on excellence. And in your bid to get excellent results, you become perfect. That is how people perceive